Hey family, how are you guys doing? Good, I hope. Yeah, welcome to Phie.Love Intuitive Conversations. Hope you guys are good. If you like my content, please do like, share, and subscribe. And if there's any negativity, if there's any hate, oof, hold up, mosquitoes. Please keep that on your side of the street, okay? It won't be acknowledged. So, family, yeah, in this video I'm kind of being guided to get into the topic of us considering why I know in one of my past videos I got into the topic of why it's good to take a break and heal yourself before jumping into the next relationships, to somehow, I mean, obviously there's more details in that video, but to kind of lessen the trap of falling into the space of ending up with the same energy just dressed up in a different body, okay? And in this video I'm being guided to sort of take this as well, or maybe give another perspective to the entire situation of, not ending up with the same energy in a different body, or just not ending up with the same person again. Why? Because of things like energetic communication, things that we're not groomed about, that we're not taught about, that we're not made to understand how to deal with and feel and separate within ourselves as things that are us and things that are a result of someone else's energetic communication on the outside of us or at a distance from us, right? With that being said, we always need to take into consideration and become aware, which is what we're not aware. Many people are not, well, most people are not aware that the first type of communication we engage in before someone actually physically comes into your space, before the phone actually rings and you hear someone's voice, before someone verbally says something to you, is the energetic communication. The energetic communication is what already starts working on your insides, on your energy, on your spirit, before you or someone else come into one another's space, right? Why people in relationships tend to always end up together again is because of that very fact, the energetic communication. Okay, you break up, you spend some time, a few days or whatever it is apart, and as the individual is working things out, as they go through periods of time where they miss you, or the pattern they've developed with having you around has their energy communicating with yours as to have, want you around and want that, or want what is familiar back in the space. That energetic communication travels its way across to whoever it's directed to, and it communicates. And where you're thinking, oh my gosh, I'm just thinking about this person all the time, oh my gosh, like this person hurt me so badly, why am I here and trying to forgive them again? Why am I here and thinking about them in this way? Why am I here wishing and hoping that they will come back into my space, or thinking that I need to maybe soften myself up and go in, and communicate or forgive things that maybe should be forgiven, but not exactly taken a step further as to bringing an individual back into your space, right? I hope what I'm saying is making sense. Example I can give. I break up with Jimmy today, right? Jimmy and I have spent a lot of time together. Jimmy and I are both two individuals who are not very aware of the idea, the concept, or the existence of, or how we are affected by each other and even other people in our lives by energetic communication, right? Other people might say it's telepathy. I think that telepathy is a little bit different to the energetic communication. Jimmy spends about a week away from me, and I start sitting and mulling and missing and pondering over Jimmy, and these are all the things I'm feeling. This is the energy I'm in, of missing Jimmy, wanting Jimmy, thinking about Jimmy, wanting Jimmy to call. All of this stuff is energetically things. I'm thinking about it, I'm feeling it, but it's energetically things that I am communicating over to Jimmy. Wherever Jimmy is sitting, he's picking up on all these things and communications energetically that I'm sending over to him. And all of a sudden, because Jimmy is not aware of something, or aware that right now he's engaging in energetic communication, and his energy is giving in to me putting an energetic request in for his communication because of the mind space that I am in. Before I know it, my energy has worked on Jimmy's energy, on Jimmy's emotions. Jimmy has started picking up or thinking that whatever he's feeling through my communication energetically to him is actually him, and his thoughts, his emotions, his feelings, when really it's not. And before I know it, I get a phone call from Jimmy. Jimmy's communicating with me again. 3 weeks later, Jimmy and I have decided that we're going to try and work things out, because maybe my energy was more dominant than what Jimmy's was. And I won the battle. I ended up in a space, I succeeded in creating another relationship situation with Jimmy that really should have just been left and gone. And Jimmy should have been aware that what he was thinking and feeling was actually my communication, and that he had to be strong and have boundaries within himself to say, no, I'm not going to give in to that. No, the relationship ended for a reason. No, I'm trying to grow, I'm trying to move into something new, I'm trying to elevate, and I'm not trying to be part of Phie's energy anymore, or whatever it is that a relationship with Phie comes from. I hope this somehow switches a light on for a few people as to maybe why they find themselves always going back to situations that maybe are not good for them. Find themselves in the heat of the moment, or when you've made the resolve and made your decision to not be a part of something anymore, that once you've spent a bit of time away from it, you end up back in an individual space, and suddenly your resolve, suddenly your decision has been swayed because someone's energy has actually worked on you from another place, another space. And you assumed that energy, you assumed that communication. You took whatever that human or that person in another place was embodying, and you took it on as your own. In most cases, when the hurt has been really, really bad, and fighting against, well, not fighting against, but deciding that your self-worth is more than what someone else has put you through, or being back in a situation with somebody else. In many cases, those situations tend to stay closed, right? But in many cases, they don't. And that's why our boundaries are so important. That's why us being aware of what is us, what is me, what is you, being aware of it internally is so important. And recognizing that when certain things, feelings, emotions, and whatever it is that tap into your energy or that communicate with your energy by having a resolve in what is your energy and what is someone else's, you'll be able to tell the difference. You'll be able to be like, okay, well, I decided I don't want this anymore, so why am I suddenly feeling like I want this person back in my space? Could it maybe be that this person is energetically communicating to me that they want me back in theirs? So by spending time away from somebody after a breakup or after some sort of a separation or decision to sort of keep someone out of your life, your space, your energy, it is important to stick to it for some time and start spending a little bit more time getting to know your own energy again, getting to know what it feels like to be you without having the energy of someone else or another that is always pulling at you or manipulating you. And you know, if you've been with if it's a narcissist, or if it's somebody who's very demanding and very persuasive naturally, or someone who also believes that they're extremely entitled to you, your energy, what you give, how you give, and whatever their role was within the relationship you shared with them, that kind of energetic communication can become a little bit harder to fight against, especially once it then materializes into the 3D. If you don't know your own resolve, if you don't know who you are and what you stand for, you'll fall for anything energetically first. And you know, for empaths it becomes really hard, because if we don't also elevate and get to a point of understanding ourselves and our own energy and what is someone else's energy and what is ours, we fall in the trap of believing that whatever we're thinking and feeling that might be of somebody else's, you know, being projected towards us, is us. Someone else's inadequacy. If I'm unaware, I then think it's mine. Someone else's need to compete. If I'm unaware that this person has a need to compete, I might find myself feeling like I need to compete with something or someone or this person, when really it's not me. I'm just picking up on their energy. And yeah, being unaware and uneducated about it puts me into a predicament, puts me into a place where I'm always giving in to everyone and everything around who has some kind of, you know, request or interaction with my energy, that I have no form of defense for myself or real open eyes by the time they come into my space, by the time they engage me. I would have already been in a place where I picked up that they're in need of something, they want to engage me for something, and once it manifests in the 3D or the physical verbal realm, I've lost. I hope what I've said has made sense and that I didn't ramble too much, okay, because I'm gonna watch the video again and see how it went. But yeah, maybe I'll talk about it again. Maybe I can find a better example. But yeah, family, so when you break up with somebody, when you have made a decision to be outside of someone's space, the moment you start feeling urges to once you've separated, the moment you start feeling urges to have them back in your space, take a step back, take a moment to pause, ask yourself, this is what I'm thinking, this is how I'm feeling. How do I actually feel about it? Not how should you feel about it, how do I feel about this? What do I actually want? Is what I'm feeling right now something that I want, something that I planned on engaging in? Or could what I'm feeling and thinking right now be a result of someone or this person who I've separated from energetically communicating with me that, you know, they're trying to pull me back into their space? Something to think about. And really, that's just one aspect. It's only one aspect of the whole, you know, issue around energetic communication, which I'll expand on again in the future. I will. So in this video, family, let me pull a card from flower therapy, okay, Taurine Virtue, and see what spirit has to support this conversation, or anybody who is watching this video that might need a nudge or some advice. What came out? Oh, you are a spiritual teacher. Share your wisdom with others. You were born to teach. So yeah, this is another thing spirit is saying. If this conversation has switched on a light within you, share what you're share the share your switch on. Share the light, share the ideas that come to your mind around this topic with others, so others can start becoming more aware about how we engage and how we interact with others around our energetic communication. Okay, because we can save ourselves a lot of heartache, we can save ourselves a lot of energy, we can find our own resolve, and also just become more dependency free in our thinking and independent in our ways, if we can become aware of the kinds of energetic communication that we engage in, or that we're made to engage in without our knowledge. Okay, let's see what the book has to say. Sorry that the dogs are just going out there again. As I said, there are always distractions. What was the card? Oh, you are a spiritual teacher. You have the ability to relay healing messages to others. And this card is all the confirmation you need to begin your spiritual teaching work. You may not have considered this your purpose because fear was getting in the way, but by working with uplifting and courageous energy of the crocus, yeah, the flower, that flower is called the crocus, you can release all fear. Choosing to share your knowledge and wisdom will bring even more light to the planet. You needn't start off by holding huge classes. Inspiring even a single person is enough. In fact, you've already been sharing your guidance with an audience. Anytime you've spoken about spirituality, others have benefited from listening to you. Please embrace this gift and continue connecting people to their divinity. Yes, connecting to your energy, understanding how to separate yourself and, you know, your energy from other people's energy, and how that communicates with your energetic body. In itself is spiritual growth. Just acknowledging that that is a thing, it is real, and it is something that you are present and engaging in every single moment of your life. Additional meanings to this card: delve into your own spirituality more deeply. You're already qualified to do this. So, family, also with what I've just said, this is the last thing I'm going to say, okay? With what I've just said, I hope it also makes more sense to you now from a higher perspective, why it is so important to have boundaries and be strict with the kinds of people you engage with and allow in your space, okay? Because if you have a lot of takers around you and you're a giver, it is not a good combination to be a giver or an empath and be surrounded by narcissists and people who are takers, because energetically that becomes extremely draining on so many levels, but we'll get into that at some point. Anyway, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.